Antique shoes are amazing artifacts that give modern people a glimpse into the lives and cultures of long-vanished or near-vanished civilizations. History can tell us how this difficult craft developed and how it improved. At first, people had to make do with simple wooden sandals or even grass clogs, and then products resembling our modern footwear appeared. Some types of footwear found by archaeologists or researchers are astonishing in their unusualness and technique. However, there is another point that cannot be left unnoticed. They seem unrealistically uncomfortable. One of the varieties of traditional, wooden Asian shoes. Such shoes were worn by both women and men, but it was women's shoes that were distinguished by their design diversity. Ancient Egyptian sandals that were made around 1479 to 1425 BC. Earlier in Egypt, funerary rites were common. It is believed that the gold sandals were only intended for such use. After all, the gold base was quite thin, so it may not have been able to withstand wear and tear. Knight's shoes, 14th–17th century. To call such shoes comfortable is a bit of a mouthful, however, it had an advantage. If necessary, it could be unbuckled, which greatly simplified walking. Chinese shoes made around 1900. High platform shoes called chopins. They were popular in Europe in the 16th and 17th centuries. The shoes were designed to increase women's height and protect their feet from dirt. These are special heavy boots, the soles of which are covered with sharp blades. They were used in the 19th century to peel chestnuts. Each boot weighs 2 kilograms. Botfords in the 17th century were heavy shoes designed for riding and defense against edged weapons. Such boots weighed 3 to 4 kilograms. They had an incredibly thick sole and a rather high heel. Indian ancient Paduka shoes. These shoes are one of the oldest varieties of Indian footwear. They were worn for many reasons, such as during religious rituals and during the rainy season to keep feet clean. Ancient sandals, 7,000 years old, made from esparto grass. This amazing pair of shoes was discovered in Spain. German Gothic sabatons from the 1490s. Sabatons were latticed boots that were attached to the cuff, the part of the armor that protected the shin. A traditional Korean shoe that has a distinctive canoe shape. This women's pair of shoes from 1880 is made according to all traditional canons and covered with expensive silk. Cotton Korean tie-up shoes that look more like socks. These shoes were worn by Korean children in the early 20th century until they were 3 years old. English shoes that were common in Britain and Europe from the Middle Ages to the 19th century. This type of shoe and its variations can be seen in many iconic paintings by famous artists. A pair of ancient Chinese traditional children's shoes imitating a tiger. Tiger faces are depicted in the center. Silk threads imitate whiskers. Turkish bath sandals. They were worn by women throughout the Ottoman Empire. Footwear of the peoples of Western Siberia. To create such shoes, only natural materials were used: reindeer skin and leather. A 17th century Persian shoe. This kind of shoe was used primarily for horseback riding. It even has a special heel that helped to secure the foot in the stirrup.